Is drinking at a youth baseball game really necessary? Let's find out. Hey guys, Chris Sloan here with Bad Baseball and SelectBaseballTeams.com. If you guys are new to the channel, thanks for checking us out. We would love to have you hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell icon to stay abreast of all the things we talk about. Basically, we talk about anything baseball related, but look at it from a little bit of a different angle than probably most channels do. So be sure to subscribe and check us out each week. Okay, so this week I had the opportunity to share a video of an umpire who was a little bit intoxicated umping a game. You can actually find the description or link to the description down below and check out that video and see a little bit more about it there. But it really got me to thinking about being intoxicated and people who are intoxicated at youth baseball events, sporting events, and that sort of thing, right? I mean, I understand professional games and college level games where they sell alcohol and those sort of things. That's just kind of part of the deal. But it really started the conversation with other people about, you know, where there's problems and that sort of thing, right? So it got me to thinking, and really I think there's, you know, there's not a whole lot of room, in my opinion, for it in youth baseball. And there's really kind of three reasons why I think that anyone should avoid alcohol or drinks and that sort of thing at a youth baseball event. Especially these people involved with the game. And I'll give you three examples. The umpires, right? These guys are the ones in control of the game. Obviously, that's the video that we listed below. He's really controlling, he's supposed to be in control of everything from start to finish, right? Like once you show up, he sets the rules, he sets the tone for the baseball game. He is kind of the authority there. And I think for someone to show up intoxicated or having drinks and that sort of thing that could impair their ability to properly do their job in that setting really is a no-go for me. You know, I got a lot of comments from people on the video about things regarding, you know, oh, they would just laugh about it, or they would move on, or hey, it looks like he was calling good balls and strikes even, and that sort of thing. To me, though, I think it goes beyond that. Because he's the authority. I think he needs to set the example. You know, you wouldn't allow coaches to do that, in my opinion. You wouldn't allow, you know, some player at a high school game to show up intoxicated, heaven forbid, or college and pros even, right? So I think, you know, to see an umpire in that position who's really supposed to be the authority, for me is a definite no-go. If I'm a parent, I've got to do, I'm not going to probably call the police. I don't think it's that level because, you know, if he's an adult, he has the right to drink. But he is also in public. So if an officer happens to be there, he could definitely be in trouble for that. So for me, I would probably call the commissioner and complain, you know, and try and get another umpire out there in time just to work through the game, right? Because ultimately, like I said, you want the guy who's in charge to be coherent and be able to make proper decisions. The coaches. So I think it's very important that coaches understand that behind that umpire who's the authority in the game, the coaches are the authority over the players, right? They're the guys setting the tone for their team, setting the example, how they should behave, all of those things, right? We're trying to really, I mean, baseball for me is about helping young men understand the challenges, work through things, difficulties, struggles, all of the parts that are the hard pieces, but also coming with the victory and that sort of thing, right? And so you have to set the proper example. Does that mean that I'm saying that some coach can't have a drink or a beer or something? No, I'm simply saying that when you show up to the game, you're the example and you're the tone in that lead. You should probably leave those things at home. Do that after the game, you know, not necessarily show up intoxicated and try and coach your team, right? Because ultimately that may have you know, an impact on how you treat your players, how you treat the umpires, and that sort of thing, right? So being at your best mental condition is going to also have a great impact and really help those players advance better. Finally, you know I'm going to hit it, the parents, right? So of all the people, you know, the parents are ultimately most of the time outside of the gates, right? They're on the other side of the fence. They feel like it's a leisure time, it's a leisure event, And I can understand, you go to these tournaments and you're there for hours on end. It's your weekend, and people want to drink. You know what? That's a really gray area for me. Mostly because most parks don't allow it, number one, so you're kind of probably breaking their rules. But ultimately, if you choose to do that and you don't allow yourself to get to, again, the level that ump was and a high level of intoxication, I may be okay with it. I think I still have a problem with it for the most part, because ultimately, there's things that start to happen when people get intoxicated. Tempers get raised. You see where parents get into fights and that sort of thing. So I don't know how much alcohol could have been involved with those situations. So at the end of the day, my thought process there is I'd probably be okay with it, but I definitely discourage my parents and the other teams and that sort of thing from doing it, right? So anyway, what are your thoughts? What do you think? How do you feel about alcohol as far as it relates to youth baseball? Should parents be allowed? Obviously, I'm thinking that coaches and umpires are definitely a no-go. I'd love for you guys to leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are. Also, if you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe to our channel here. Click the bell icon also so you get notices of all our latest videos when they come out. And be sure to check us out next week. Thanks, guys.